Who can tell me what happened 6 days after that, huh? Nobody? Pearl Harbor was attacked, and the United States entered World War II. So once that ship was completed, it was pressed into service and sent out to the Pacific Theater, where this was in 1943, where it was thrice, not once, not twice, but thrice, hit by a kamikaze pilot.
Oh, wow.
And they couldn't sink the ship. The Japanese Navy used to call it the ghost ship. And then it also saw action in Korea and Vietnam. And then in the late 70s, it was not in very good shape. The Navy started calling it the Decrepit. And they retired the ship. And in 1982, they docked it here on the west side of Manhattan.
What is this, New York? Come on.
Okay, we're all clear now, folks. So you can move around the boat now if you'd like. So as I was saying, be a little careful. We have a leaking air conditioner on the second level, so there's some water on the ground, but don't worry. Just be careful. Okay, so so in 1982 they docked the Intrepid here, and it's now a National Air, Sea, and Space Museum. There's a collection of 31 aircraft on the deck of the ship. There's a nuclear submarine you can walk through. You'll see there out there on your left, that's the British Airways Concorde. And they even have in that big shed thing up there, that's where you'll find the Space Shuttle Enterprise. Not the one Captain Kirk was the commander of, mind you. The prototype for the U.S. Space Shuttle program. That's in there. Okay, so we're going to make a bit of a turn here and look out on your... If you look carefully, you can see the George Washington Bridge out there, built in connects Fort Lee, New Jersey on your left to Washington Heights in Upper Manhattan on your right, but it's a very hazy day today. That's the busiest bridge in the world, built in 1929. 30 million vehicles a year cross that bridge. But right now, I'd like you to look to your left. You're going to see the great state of New Jersey right there. So we all have to sing the New Jersey National Anthem. Everybody ready? Ready? Okay, here we go. Oh, we're halfway there. Living on a prayer. I'm not quitting my day job. Don't worry. Not that crazy. Okay, once again, you're free to move around the boat. You want to go up to the balcony on the second level, bow of the boat on the first level, go down the sun deck, whatever you want. You're free to move around or just sit and chill. Okay, so the Hudson River, which we're on right now. This river is named after an English explorer named Henry Hudson, who back in the year 1609 came across this river and sailed north, hoping that the river would take him to China. I have bad news for you folks. This river doesn't go anywhere near
I just smudged up on my glasses so I get a
won't
napkin.
take you there. So he reports back to the officers of the Dutch East India Company who financed the expedition, and as far as they're concerned, it was a bust. But they didn't find the fabled Northwest Passage. They didn't find a direct link to the Far East. But there were other businessmen in Holland who thought it would be a good idea to start up a colony. In the New World. So in 1611, the Dutch government declared the area between the Connecticut and Delaware rivers to be the colony of New Netherland. 1621, they spun off the Dutch West India Company, and in 1624, they started hiring people to populate the colony of New Netherland. But the first people they hired were technically not actually Dutch; they were Belgian Huguenots. Then in 1626, the first Dutch governor, Peter Menuet, negotiated the purchase of Manhattan Island for $24 worth of little trinkets and stuff from the Lenape. The Lenape were the indigenous people of the region. They referred to this as the island of Mannahatta, which meant land of many hills. And why would they sell Mannahatta for just $24? They didn't understand the concept of land ownership, but for 10,000 years, the Lenape hunted and fished and cultivated this land. Okay, so now let's look to your left. Look to your left, you're going to see the Hudson Yards. This Hudson Yards is the largest commercial real estate development in the history of humankind. 18 million square feet of office, retail, and residential space can be found here in the Hudson Yards. In the center of the Hudson Yards is the Vessel. That's that copper zigzaggy thing there. The Vessel is 16 stories tall. And you can actually buy a ticket and go to the top of it if you'd like. The Vessel was designed by Thomas Heatherwick of Heatherwick Studios in London. And it's, he says that it's supposed to resemble a human heart.
For us, we're right out here.
Yeah, so
You're good?
Yeah,
lens fell
okay,
out.
human heart. I'm not a cardiologist, but that doesn't look like a human heart to me. I think it looks like a pine cone, but it's supposed to be a human heart. So the whole Hudson Yards is built on top of a huge land bridge, which covers up a train yard for the Long Island Railroad. For decades, the city wanted to cover up that train yard and build something over it, but they couldn't agree on what to build. The former mayor of New York, Michael Bloomberg, wanted to build a football stadium there for the New York Jets. But then he actually saw the Jets play football and he changed his mind. All right, so number 30 Hudson Yards is the tallest building in the complex, and that's where you'll find the Edge, a 3-level observatory with a sky deck, and part of the sky deck has a glass floor, so you can stand over and look right down below you, just like in the CN Tower in Toronto. Okay, folks, here on your left, you're going to see the OG of all skyscrapers, the one and only 102 stories of Art Deco glory, the Empire State Building. The Empire State Building opened in 1931, and for 42 years it reigned supreme as the tallest building in the world. It opened in 1931 after 13 months of construction. Yes, you heard me correctly, 13 months. The whole building, except for that TV antenna on top of it, that was added in the 1950s. Everything else was completed in 13 months. It came in $5 million in a budget, 45 days ahead of schedule. It was estimated that the mass weight of all the steel in the Empire State Building would equal the mass weight of every man, woman, and child who lived in the United States at the time. But mind you, that was before the obesity epidemic. Give me a break, I'm on Ozempic, okay? Okay, so now when the Empire State Building opened in 1931, it was the height of the Great Depression. Only about 30% of the office space was leased. But it caught the attention of Hollywood in 1933 when the king climbed to the top of it. Who sits on the that King Kong. Alright, so here on your left now we have the Chelsea Piers Athletic Center. Huge athletic complex with basketball courts, driving ranges, swimming pools, weight rooms, a bowling alley, an ice skating rink, racquetball courts, pickleball courts, batting cages, all kinds of stuff. So this driving range here on your left is Pier 59, and that's where you'll find the Pier 59 Studios. The Pier 59 Studios is where they film the interior scenes for the show Law and Order. But Pier 59, that used to be the largest shipping dock in the world, and in 1912, something was supposed to dock there. What do you think would have been the largest shipping dock in the world in 1912? Anyone? The RMS Titanic. That's where the Titanic would have docked. If it hadn't hit that iceberg, then we never would have gotten the movie. Now they're doing a sequel to Titanic. It's going to have Kate Winslet riding on the Hindenburg. It'll be a lot shorter. Now on your left here, we have on top of those still things, we have those trees. That is a new park called the Little Island of Caribou Pond. A beautiful park designed by our friend Thomas Heatherwick, who designed the Vessel. It's he calls those concrete still things tulips. Okay, tulips. I think they look like golf tees myself. Tulips. Okay, so now on your left here, we have this grayish white building. This is the Whitney Museum of American Art. This is one of New York's many great art museums. This museum was founded in 1930 by Joseph Vanderbilt Whitney and was the first major museum devoted entirely to American art. Now, Gertrude Vanderbilt Whitney was an heiress to the Vanderbilt fortune, major patron of the arts, very talented sculptor, and she had amassed a great collection of artwork by such American realist painters as George Bellows, John Sloan, Barbara Henry, and she wanted to donate her collection of artwork to the Metropolitan Museum of Art. But the men turned her down. So she started her own museum in a ranch on West 8th Street, which moved here in 2015. So, here we have the Hudson River Park, looking up and down the waterfront here. Now, the waterfront used to be a very different place. For most of New York City, they left New York. And so for a long time, the waterfront was a scary place with piers wide away, not much going on. That was then, this is now. Now we have a beautiful Esplanade that goes up and down the Hudson. It's a whole other world.
Some sort of state building. Government building.
Okay, so here on your left and on your right, we have at the end of these piers, we have these are ventilation towers, the Hollow Tunnel. And the Hollow Tunnel opened in 1927. It connects Manhattan to Jersey City, New Jersey. And it was named, when it opened in 1927, it was such an engineering marvel that they named it after the engineer who designed it, Clifford Holland, named after the state of the Netherlands. So, this tunnel opened in 1927, and in 1928, the governor of New York, Al Smith, was governor when they opened up the tunnel. He ran for president in 1928.
And we're a little close to this